back, friends, to the Stronger Than Autoimmune podcast, from boardroom to break room. This podcast is not only for career driven women, but for women that refuse to choose between their ambitions and health. I'm Desiree, and if you're joining me on this Monday morning with your coffee in hand, wondering how you're going to make it through another week, this episode is for you. So, confession time. Who remembers when they had to budget their text messages? Yes, like I think 200 texts a month. And about halfway, the 15th, 20th, you were wondering if sending this text is really worth it. Should I just call the person? So, today we're going to be applying the same careful budgeting, but obviously it's not to text, it's something more valuable. Our energy. That is the most valuable currency, I think, not only for autoimmune people or patients, but for everybody. Everybody's trying to figure out how to have more energy, especially as you get older. So, what is the difference about today's episode? We are going to be increasing our energy production at the cellular level through food that you eat. And we're going to go full science mode today, so I hope you don't mind, but I promise to keep it practical and delicious. So in this episode, we're going to do things a little different. We're going to be diving a little bit deeper, more science mode than usual, because I want it to be practical and I want you to understand why this is so important. This is cellular level information that you need that you could apply, and hopefully you'll see it as delicious, because everybody's got different tastes, right? Here is what I know about you. You are probably accomplished. You are very capable. You probably power through more difficult days than most people can imagine. But that fatigue you're fighting, it's just not about stress. It's not about being busy. It's happening in your mitochondria. Yes. Remember, I guess maybe sixth grade or high school. I don't remember. You remember hearing about those mitochondria? They're the powerhouses of your cells. They literally produce energy. And that is a game changer for people that have autoimmune disease or people that are looking to pump up their energy. Research shows we can actually support, even improve our mitochondria function with autoimmune disease through strategic nutrition. Yes, I know everybody is always talking about eat this, eat that. So it's not about pushing through anymore. It's about being strategic and rebuilding your energy factory from the ground up. With your fork, we're going to do this. Let's talk about what's really happening with your cells. So let's understand what you're dealing with. The mitochondria are like battery factories in every cell you have in your body. They take up the food that you eat and the oxygen you breathe and convert it into ATP, which is energy. But with autoimmune disease, something goes haywire, a little awry. Your autoimmune system creates inflammation. Yay! So that's what we feel. That inflammation damages your mitochondria. According to research published in Frontiers in Immunology in 2021, this mitochondrial dysfunction is a key factor in immune-related fatigue, muscle weakness. Remember when your iPod battery would just drain faster and faster and faster as it got older? Same thing. That's what's happening in our cellular batteries. Except, unlike your iPod, we can actually help and rebuild them. And we'll talk about that later. So the fun thing is, the research shows that targeted nutritional intervention can improve mitochondrial energy production and help manage autoimmune symptoms. We're not talking about expensive. So, as a health coach, I cannot push expensive supplements or talk about taking certain supplements. So, we are going to be talking about real things that we can do, like nutrition. They actually help fuel our cellular engines, mitochondria. Okay, so let's get into the practical stuff. What foods actually build our energy or mitochondria at a cellular level? First up, B vitamins, your energy metabolism MVPs. Your vitamins are like the spark plugs in your mitochondria. Without them, you cannot convert your food into energy efficiently. They're essential for making NAD plus, which is crucial for energy production. You need whole grains, leafy greens, legumes, eggs, dairy, meat, and fish. Okay, so what that translates to as food is whole grains, leafy greens, legumes, eggs, dairy, meat, and fish. My power combo: eggs, scrambled, spinach. Actually, love arugula. Arugula with some nutritional yeast and some cheese if you enjoy dairy or dairy does not bother you. Nutritional yeast has the same cheesy flavor. Try it out. Okay, so next, we need support NAD precursors. These will help get the energy you need inside your cells. Your body makes it from niacin, that is B3, and amino acid called tryptophan. Get your niacin from poultry, fish, peanuts, and mushrooms. Obviously, don't eat the things you're allergic to. For tryptophan, turkey, chicken, dairy. Fun fact, I'm sure you've heard of this, but post-Thanksgiving sleepiness isn't really about tryptophan, but tryptophan is helping your mitochondria produce energy every single day. All right, another thing that helps your energy is CoQ10, your electron transport superhero. Coenzyme Q10 is essential for electron transport chain, basically the final step where your mitochondria creates ATP. It's also a very powerful antioxidant that protects your mitochondria from inflammation damage. So the best foods that you can find are fatty fish like salmon, tuna, sardines. Smash. So that's sardines, mackerel, anchovies. Look up smash fish to eat. Those are the ones that have less mercury and you should be eating. Organ meats, if you like them, if you're adventurous, heart and liver are loaded with it. Also whole grains. So what you could be doing is 4 ounces of salmon 3 to 4 times a week. This will give you CoQ10 that you are needing. Another thing that you may want to look into is alpha lipoic acid, your mitochondria protector. This is both an antioxidant and a direct supporter of mitochondrial function. It's like having a security system and a repair crew in one. You'll find this in spinach, broccoli, tomatoes, Brussels sprouts, and organ meats like liver and heart. The veggie-friendly version load up on cruciferous vegetables such as roasted Brussels sprouts with a little of olive oil and sea salt. You're protecting your mitochondria and it tastes amazing. Okay, now let's move on to L-carnitine, your fat burning shuttle. L-carnitine supports your fatty acids into your mitochondria so they could be burned up for energy. Without enough carnitine, you're leaving fuel sitting out in the factory. We don't need that. We need it coming into the factory. Best sources, red meat, dairy, and fish. So if you're eating a grass-fed burger or a piece of wild salmon, you're getting L-carnitine to help your mitochondria burn fat for energy. Last but not least, selenium. It's an antioxidant that also supports your mitochondrial biogenesis. Remember, that's making new mitochondria. Easiest source, tastiest source for me, Brazil nuts. They give you the selenium you need, so just have one a day, or don't care for nuts. It's hard for you to digest. Try out the basics, going back to seafood, eggs, or sunflower seeds. All right, let's move on to how to turn this science into meals. Here is a go-to power breakfast for your mitochondria. 3 eggs scrambled, which is B vitamins and choline, with a huge handful of spinach or some type of leafy green, which has alpha lipoic acid and magnesium, served with whole grain toast and a side of berries, antioxidants. Total time 10 minutes. So easy. All right. If you are not into eggs, Greek yogurt, that is B vitamins and tryptophan, with a handful of sunflower seeds, which is selenium, and berries. The mitochondrial power lunch, wild salmon, which is CoQ10, NAD plus, precursors, and omega 3s, overmixed with broccoli, tomatoes, pumpkin seeds. You're hitting the CoQ10, alpha lipoic acid, selenium, and magnesium in one bowl. Dang, that's tasty. Or not into fish, it's okay. You can do turkey, which is tryptophan with B vitamins, and avocado on whole grain, or a side of cherry tomatoes and a handful of almonds. Yum! All right, so let's do the mitochondrial power dinner. Grass-fed beef or bison, so that's L-carnitine, B vitamins, CoQ10, with roasted Brussels sprouts and sweet potato. Finish off with 2 squares of dark chocolate, magnesium, and antioxidants. Not into animal protein? It's okay. Try a plant-based option with lentils and quinoa bowl. That is B vitamins and plant protein loaded with cruciferous vegetables topped with tahini, selenium with the sesame seeds, and nutritional yeast, which is B vitamins. And if you need snacks, you want snacks, 2 Brazil nuts for the selenium, done for the day. An apple with peanut butter, that's niacin. Hard-boiled eggs, that's B vitamins and protein. Pumpkin seeds, that is magnesium and selenium. So if you notice what's happening here, you're not buying expensive supplements. You're not following some restrictive protocol. You're choosing foods that fuel your mitochondria. And it tastes good. So now you understand food is crucial to get the signals you need for mitochondria movement. Research published in Molecular Genetics and Metabolism in 2017 shows both endurance and resistance exercise. I know you probably don't want to hear this, but it actually increases mitochondrial mass and function, even in people with mitochondrial disease. You're literally building more energy factories when you are exercising. So, what can you try? It's not about pushing yourself to exhaustion when you're going to the gym, because a 2018 study showed that to activate MPK, one of those key mitochondrial biogenesis pathways, meaning you're creating more mitochondria. It happens with moderate, consistent, did you hear that? Consistent movement. So my recommendation is 10 to 15-minute walk after one meal daily. That's it. Probably the best meal to do that at is the one that you actually feel like doing it. What this is doing for you, this 10 to 15-minute exercise, is supporting your digestion, stabilizing blood sugar, signaling your body to build more mitochondria. It's a win-win. All right. Okay, here is the action step for this week. 1 mitochondrial power meal for 7 days. And you can choose from the power breakfast, which is 3 eggs, spinach, whole grain toast with berries, or if you're not into the whole grain toast, add the sweet potato hash with an avocado. Number 2, the salmon strategy. Wild salmon 3 times a week with leafy greens and some cruciferous vegetables. Number 3, the power turkey bowl. Turkey, avocado, tomatoes, and sunflower seeds on top of greens. And number 4, you can try movement 10 to 15 minutes after one meal daily. Just pick one, master it, feel the difference. So your challenge this week is to notice how your meals or your movement is affecting you. Okay, so let's all be real. Your energy didn't disappear overnight, and it will not return overnight, but it will return. And we're going to be building momentum. Just like I said, try one thing this week and next week, the other things. And to talk about next week, next Monday, we're going to be navigating holiday treats without guilt. Before you go, if this episode opened your eyes to what is actually possible with your energy, screenshot it, share it in your stories, tag me so we can celebrate together. Subscribe now so you don't miss next Monday. Here's the thing. So I've already mentioned how this can be so overwhelming and it's hard to get momentum to get started. You feel alone. So every first Saturday of the month, we gather for Stronger Through Art. It's a free circle for people that have autoimmune disease. We create art because the research shows creative expression reduces cortisol levels, lowers inflammation markers, and gives your overactive immune system something to do besides attack your body. So if you're curious, we're going to be gathering again November 1st. No art experience needed, no sales pitches, no judgment, just people gathering together to use creativity as medicine. So, just I was mentioning, you don't have to do this alone. Join the circle, DM me, I can support you. Share your wins, ask questions. We're all stronger together. Thank you for joining me.